here, and this is your total legs lower body burn. This is going to be a weighted workout, kettlebell or dumbbell, it's up to you, but all lower body. So let's get ready to rock and roll with a warm up, keeping it light and loose. Let's jog and do some arm circles backwards. Good, and let's just step side to side with some crisscross arms. Big steps here. Okay, let's try to get a little bit lower and touch the floor now with a walking skater. Think about hinging from the hips. Good, all right. Finding those feet a little more than hip width apart. Let's hinge down, then come down with a squat. So just alternating between a deadlift and a squat. Good, and we'll pulse at the bottom of the squat. Make sure that we're staying engaged in the glutes and we're not dropping to the bottom or bouncing. For 3, 2, 1. All right, find a little space in front of you. Big step forward, open up those hips, take a step back and hinge. Switch sides, open up the hip flexor, step back and hinge. So trying to keep it dynamic. We're not going to stay and hold. Doesn't look like I'm going too far, but taking it through as far of a range of motion as I can before I switch back. Good. All right, from here, we're going to stick one leg out in front of us. The back leg is going to hinge. We're going to reach down with a hamstring stretch, sorry, brain fart, and then we're going to drop down with a squat. So hamstring stretch, drop down with a squat. So just continuing to alternate. Don't want to do any deep, long holds right before strength work. Okay, and let's just reach side to side and kick it out. Move a little quicker, get that heart rate up a little bit. Here for 3, 2, 1. Grab your dumbbell. If you're using 2 dumbbells, you can use 2 dumbbells, okay? It does not matter, 2 dumbbells, 1 dumbbell, or even a kettlebell. It will all work just fine. So hold that dumbbell, hold that weight at your chest. Let's see, 1 squat, 2, 3, and 4. Bring it down. Deadlifts for 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to step it back with lunges for 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, you guys, quick drink of water if you need it. Get ready to rock and roll. We're jumping right into the workout. Okay, it's gonna be 4 different circuits, 45 seconds at each exercise, 2 rounds through, and then we'll have a long break in between. So, couple rounds of work, and then we'll take a break. All right, get ready. All right, you guys, we're gonna get started off with a single leg squat. So whichever leg is in the front is gonna be doing the work. You're just gonna stagger your stance, feet hip width, stagger your stance, all the weights in this front leg, and we're gonna drop it down with a squat. Okay, so this back leg is just for balance. Don't rush your reps, it's not about your speed. This is a strength workout, so if you are using a heavier, more challenging weight, right, you're going to probably go a little bit slower. That's okay. Make sure we're driving through that heel. We're going to jump right into the other side here in 5 seconds. All right, right away, let's switch. So just so you can see the front view, right? Staggered stance, and I'm dropping straight down. It looks like kind of a lunge. I understand that, but I'm barely putting any weight into this back leg. It's just a kickstand, just like when we do single leg deadlifts. Five seconds left. Good. All right, feet hip width apart. You can hold that weight down in front of you or front rack style, goblet style. I'm gonna hold it down at the bottom. We have 1.5 squat. So I'm gonna drop down with the squat, come up halfway, back down and stand. So down, half, down, stand. So basically a pulse at the bottom of your squat. Creating more time under tension. Again, we're not bouncing down there. You're staying controlled. If you're holding the weight down low like I am, make sure you're keeping your posture up. Okay, we're not hinging forward. Good, all right. Next, we're gonna stagger. We're gonna find that single leg squat. Feet hip width, double. Other side. Single, double. Just continue to alternate.
I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait, a first time, a
So
first
this
day.
is the final exercise of our first circuit. We're gonna go through it again. Then, and only then will we take a break once we finish.
Catch me if I fall.
Good. All right, back to that first leg, single leg squat. So another angle here. Staggered stance. That front leg is doing all the work. It's up to you, whatever side you want to hold the weight on. To me, it's a little more comfortable to hold it on the other side.
We like all the same tracks.
But you do get a little more cross-body core work if you switch it.
Don't remember life before you, that's
You
fine.
have to stabilize
I feel
a
good,
little more.
you look great, I like you, I can't wait, a first time, a first day, you're so fine, I'm so late, you sip wine, I drink straight, don't waste
Good.
time,
Right away,
to my
other side.
place. I feel my
Again,
heart is
stagger that
race.
stance.
So catch me if I
Still hip width, maybe a little more. Again, chest up. Maybe take your gaze ahead of you. Good. All right, 1.5. So here we are. Squat down, up half, down, and stand. Down, half, down, and stand. Seconds. Good. All right, single to double, then we have a rest. So one leg, step those feet up, 2 legs. Make sure you make that adjustment to bearing your weight all in that front leg. Take your time on that single leg squat. It's tricky. Your body wants to turn it into a lunge, or at least mine does. And rest. Woo! So full minute rest. That was long. That's 3 minutes of work. All right. I'm sorry, that's 6 minutes of work. I'm struggling with math here. So our next circuit is going to be deadlifts and curtsies. So very similar style. All of our circuits are going to be this right side, left side type of deal. So we'll do a single leg deadlift. You can stagger or you can hinge. All right, it's up to you. If you hinge, okay, but you have a little bit of balance problems, hold on to a wall. Try not to compromise your reps just to do a little extra balance work. And then we have our curtsies. So if the curtsies are too much, just turn it into a reverse lunge. Otherwise, you're stepping back and at an angle, okay? So that's too much for your knees. Just go to a standard reverse lunge. Starting with our single leg deadlifts, let's begin. So again, this isn't cardio, right? So we're not trying to get a million reps in, but we don't want to sacrifice 5-10 seconds of just trying to catch our balance. Make sure you're still bending right in the knee, allowing that knee to soften, and you're pushing your hips back far. Otherwise, you're in the stagger. Same exact thing, just a little more grounded. 5 seconds, so we're switching. All right, right to it. Let's see it. Our curtsies next. We are going to alternate. Let's begin. You can front rack it or you can pass. I like to pass it. So I'm going to stay a little bit hinged forward so I can target my glutes more. That way those deadlifts burn a little bit extra the next round through. Okay, and our final move of the circuit, we have one single leg deadlift. On the same side, a curtsy, then you'll switch. Single leg, curtsy. Okay, keep it up. It might be better just to stagger for time's sake. It's up to you. All right, back to our single leg deadlift, one side. If you feel like you're starting to lose balance because you're fatiguing, just stay staggered. I do feel like you can get a little extra glute power when you stagger because you're not stabilizing as much. to get to a better depth of that hinge. We're switching sides next. In 3, 2, 1. Right to it. Let's go. Again, all that work is being done by the hinging leg, that front side. Woo! This workout is making me sweat. Less than 10, and then we alternate our curtsies. All right, right to work. Let's go. Again, reverse lunge if this is too much. So when I'm hinging, I'm hinging from the hips. I'm not rounding my back. Okay, so leaning forward at the hips, not in the back. Okay, big difference there.
One time like this, make it up like this, make it
okay, single leg deadlift, same side curtsy, then switch. Dead, curtsy. Okay, keep it up. We have a break after this. You gotta work to earn it. Okay, quick drink of water if you need it. Just a minute. We're gonna work a little more laterally now. Our circuit after this one will be on the floor. So last standing circuit, make it count. So we have lateral lunges, okay? Now, since we're weighted, if stepping in and out of it is too much, okay, then just stay planted, right, and come here. It's a little bit of a shorter range of motion, but that's okay. Also make sure you're not hyperextending that long knee. Okay, it doesn't need to be locked out. In fact, lately I've been kind of bowing my toes out at that 45 because it just helps my knees feel a little more comfortable. So up to you how you want to do it. Then we have sumos, right? We all know sumo, so wide stance, toes out. Get ready. We're going to start with our lateral lunge. Let's begin. So you don't have to touch that dumbbell to the floor, okay? But remember that lateral lunge, we do hinge from that hips a little bit, but we are still sinking the butt down. Okay? So notice, not getting super wide in my lunge, but I'm also not letting my knee crash to the outside. pulse. So we're going to stay low, come up about halfway. If you need a full extension, get a full extension, it's fine. We're not rushing it. Woo! I already need a full extension of this. I am feeling this one. Chest up tall. Remember, sumo squat, not sumo deadlift. So that weight does not need to come down towards the ground. All right, maintain your wide stance. We're gonna drop down one sumo squat, one lateral lunge. One sumo squat. So my feet are not moving now. I know it feels a little silly, especially if you were just stepping in and out. It feels like there's not a ton of movement. Almost there. All right, back to the top, lateral lunge, one side. Okay, let's begin. Switching sides in 3, 2, 1. Right to it. Let's switch those legs. So remember, last standing circuit, and then we'll be on the ground. Still working legs, but they'll feel like a break. Maybe. You'll have to see. Woo! 10 seconds. All right. Nice wide single stance. Pulsing. Let's begin. My legs are giving out. Forget that pulse. I have to do my full reps. 6 minutes straight of strength. Let's add enough. Seconds, and then we're going to rotate through one sumo, one lateral lunge. Keeping those feet glued to the floor. Let's go. One lateral, one sumo. Last interval, and then our nice long minute break. Woo! This one is killer. My legs are burning. Five seconds left, a couple more reps. Every one of them counts. And rest. Woo! All right, on the floor. So if you're working with, if you're working with 2 lighter dumbbells, okay, this next move, you could probably use your dumbbell. Mine's pretty heavy, so I'm probably gonna ditch it for this one. But we have a clam bridge. So we're gonna be on our sides here. All right, bending the knee on the bottom, flexing that foot. I'm gonna hip up and lift my leg. So bring the knee a little bit farther in front. That way we're hinging and lifting at the same time, okay? So leg up, right? I'm nice and long, flat, one straight line. And I bring my butt down, I bring it back, okay? So let's begin, one side. Again, if you have lighter weights, holding one on that top leg should be good. If you have a heavier weight, do what feels good for you. A little too heavy for me is mine. Okay, so we're here for the first interval, then we'll switch, and then we're gonna get on our knees. So again, make sure full range of motion, pushing those hips all the way up. You're getting stabilization, right, of that top leg. Go ahead and switch. While the bottom leg's doing all the work. Right to work, right to work. No time to waste. It's getting hard on that bottom side. One side's going to feel a little weaker than the other if you have a little bit of imbalance in the hips, which a lot of us do. That's normal. All right, grabbing your weight, lifting sideways. We're going to sit on our heels. If you need to put a blanket down and a pillow, that's fine. But we're going to do a kneeling squat. So we're going to come up onto our knees, keeping our shoulders stacked over the hips, and squat down. So we're right to work here. Add my weight in the front rack position, so nice and tall. So notice, right, I'm not doing one of these, right? My chest is staying over my hips as I lift and lower. All right, and onto your back. From here, we have alternating glute bridges. So put your weight on your hips, right leg up, left leg up. My floor is a little slippery here, so it's a little harder for me to get through a full range of motion without sliding away. So make sure you really dig in through that heel, that full extension. All right, and flip it around, back to your clamshells. Let's begin. So one leg out, boom. Again, if you have a weight, hold it over that top leg. So clamshells, I know they don't feel like a lot of fun. Either they feel boring or they're really, really hard because they're those little supportive glute muscles that stabilize your hips. But they also help with that round booty look for those of us that are looking for some of that. But this is really good to keep your hips strong, to keep your core supported, your knees supported. Okay, strong hips, strong knees, vice versa. More seconds here. So again, notice how we're stabilizing that top leg, right? And that bottom leg is doing all the eccentric work. All right, back on our knees. A kneeling squat, grab your weight right to it. If you need to curl your toes underneath, that's fine. If your knees don't like it, but a little more range of motion if you put your laces down. Good. All right, right to work. We have our single leg glute bridges. Last move of the day. Let's do it. One leg in the air as we lift. If this is too hard with your weight, you can keep both feet planted. Whatever works for you. For 3, 2, 1, and rest. Woo! That is it, you guys. Let's get on our feet, shake it out a little bit. Let's do some dynamic stretches. Open those hip flexors up. If you enjoyed this workout, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section if there's something else you want to see, or you want to see something else like this. All right, and subscribe. That way you can join me every time I post a new workout. Woo. All right, we'll do our dynamic hinge here. Open up the backs of those legs a little bit. Now we're gonna cross and hinge. Target the outer glutes a little more. All right, you guys, that is it. Thank you so much for joining me. Take some time to do some static stretching if you need it. I'll see you next time. Stay strong, stay tough.